Good day and welcome to S24 Rundown, bringing you headlines making the round in Nigeria and the globe. Short, sharp, and straight to the point. Our news in brief after the break. A sobering new report from the World Bank reveals that despite nearly 3 years of sweeping economic reforms by the federal government, about 79% of Nigerians, translating to roughly 139 million people, remain poor or highly vulnerable to falling into poverty. According to the bank's newly approved country partnership framework for 2026 to 2032, 33% of the population is classified as ultra-poor and facing severe food insecurity, while 61% live below the poverty line. The report notes that microeconomic policies have helped stabilize the overall economy and boost foreign reserves. It warns that high inflation continues to aggressively erode real household incomes across the country. The Nigerian Senate has given external auditors of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited a strict one-week ultimatum to explain a staggering 210 trillion naira left unreconciled in the company's audited financial statements. The Senate Public Accounts Committee, chaired by Senator Ibrahim Dankombo, rejected a 2-week extension request by the auditors, insisting that supporting schedules for 107 trillion naira in receivables and 103 trillion naira in payables must be presented. Lawmakers dismissed the auditor's appeal to client confidentiality, firmly asserting Parliament's constitutional oversight powers to track every kobo belonging to the Nigerian Federation. In a major anti-corruption development, a federal high court in Abuja has ordered the final forfeiture of 48 properties linked to the former Attorney General of the Federation and a Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, to the federal government. Justice Joyce Abdulmalik ruled that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission successfully established reasonable suspicion that the assets were acquired with the proceeds of unlawful activities. The forfeited assets, valued at approximately 213.2 billion naira, span several states and include a luxury Maitama duplex, commercial plazas, factories, a filling station, and the multi-billion naira Rehan University in Kebbi State. The Senate has, for the second time, blocked a motion seeking an independent legislative investigation into a controversial alleged fake presidency agency, the Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council. Senator Suleiman Kawu's bid to raise the matter under urgent public importance was thrown out by Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Akpabio ruled that a legislative probe would be sub judice and jumping the gun, given that the self-acclaimed Director General Adeniyi Adeyemi has already been arrested by police on an 8-count charge of forgery and impersonation, and President Tinubu has given the ICPC 30 days to conclude a thorough investigation. A massive humanitarian tragedy is unfolding in Southeast Asia as the United Nations reports that more than 500 people are found dead following 2 separate shipwrecks off the coast of Myanmar. The International Organization for Migration and the UNHCR issued a joint statement revealing that the boat carrying Muslim Rohingya refugees fleeing war-torn Rakhine State and overcrowded camps in Bangladesh capsized after departing in late June. One vessel vanished shortly after departure, while the second is believed to have sunk off the Ayeyarwady coast on July 8th amidst dangerous unseasonal torrential rains. UN agencies are urgently calling for enhanced regional search and rescue efforts to address the escalating crisis. And finally, on the international scene also, British regulatory authorities have launched a formal probe into the popular social media platform TikTok regarding its child safety protocols. The investigation focuses heavily on whether the video sharing platform is doing enough to protect underage users from harmful materials and data exploitation on its network. UK watchdogs are reviewing TikTok's age verification mechanics and default privacy settings for minors to ensure full compliance with strict regional digital safety laws. The outcome of the probe could lead to massive financial penalties or force structural changes for the tech giant operations. Now, moving on to business news with Shukra Oniye. Hello, Shukra. What do you have for us in the world of business today?
Hello, Hadiza. We have agriculture taking the center stage in the world of business today. Welcome to your business update, and here are the headlines. Nigeria launches $500 million farm fund. BUA vows more food price cuts. Sun Pharma wins generic Ozempic approval. Acumen raises $90 million for African agribusiness. And now the details. Nigeria has launched a $500 million farm fund aimed at boosting food security and agricultural investment. The federal government unveiled the initiative to support large-scale agricultural production, beginning with the Niger Delta. The fund is expected to attract private investment, expand farming infrastructure, create jobs, and increase local food production. Authorities say the initiative forms part of a broader effort to reduce food imports, strengthen the agricultural value chain, and improve national food security. Now, turning to another development in the food sector, BUA Group Chairman Abdul Samad Rabiu says Nigeria can expect further reduction in food prices as the company continues to expand production. Rabiu says BUA is investing in additional capacity across its rice, flour, and sugar businesses to increase supply and improve affordability. He added that sustained investment coupled with ongoing government reforms will help stabilize food prices while strengthening Nigeria's manufacturing and agricultural sectors. From food production to healthcare, India's Sun Pharmaceutical Industries has secured approval to launch a generic version of Ozempic in South Africa. The approval is expected to widen access to affordable treatment for people living with type 2 diabetes in one of Africa's largest pharmaceutical markets. Analysts say the introduction of lower-cost alternatives could increase competition and improve access to essential medicine as demand for diabetes treatments continues to grow across the continent. Elsewhere on the continent, impact investor Acumen has raised $90 million for new African agribusiness fund. The fund will provide long-term financing to businesses across agriculture and food value chains, with a focus on improving food system, supporting smallhold farmers, and strengthening climate resilience. Acumen says the investment reflects growing confidence in Africa's agricultural sector and its potential to drive sustainable economic growth. And that's it on your business update. Hadiza Galadima and Abubakar Turaki will be joining you for newspaper review. I am Oniye Shukra. Stay with us.
Welcome back. And now is our next segment, which is the newspaper review. And we will be doing it with Abubakar as usual. Abubakar, how are you doing today?
Thank you for the invitation.
You're always welcome. And you know, it's always a great pleasure having you on the other side of the seat.
Thank you, Hadiza.
So let's get right straight to what we usually do, dissect national dailies front pages. And our first front page headline is coming from Daily Trust. And it says, Malami loses 48 properties to federal government.
Yeah.
Okay, what's with the aya? The exclamation is actually needed. A major anti-corruption development is making headlines as the federal government has secured the forfeiture of 48 properties from Malami, and the court's ruling has reignited debates about assets recovery, accountability, and the ongoing fight against illicit wealth in a public service. So the first question that came to my mind when I saw this headline and when I read the news was like, you know you are into public servicing. Why would you, at the end of the day, get to a point whereby you will have to, because automatically, if it got to a point of forfeiture, that means theft was involved. So why would you get to a point of taking, I won't say stealing money, taking money to that extent that you have to forfeit 48 properties? We heard of a university, we heard of plazas, we heard of filling stations and all that. We heard of all these, but...
And even tractor.
Abubakar, why would a public servant get to that
this
point?
This is to tell you how lucrative public
offices
is. You know, allegedly this man acquired this property within the period of 8 years when he was the Minister of Justice in the Republic. And it is obvious. Let's start from Jonathan era. When Jonathan left and Buhari came on power, we know who was the scapegoat. National Security Advisor Sambo Suit. He was the scapegoat. And the court have been forfeiting most of his property, and he has been accused of stealing the funds which were earmarked in order to fight insurgency in the northeastern part of the country. And when Buhari left, we knew how the likes of MFLA have been going up and down. We know the likes of Ibrahim Magu. We know the likes of many people. And now Buhari left, and now look at it. Abubakar Malami is now on the track record. Everything was being collected from him, from the EFCC, have auctioned most of his team. And this is to tell you, this is a situation whereby there's this saying that says, the hunter became haunted. Okay. How can you acquire almost 48 properties, Hadiza, within the period of 8 years of your leadership
as a public servant?
And this is to tell you, most of the properties, there is none of the property worth less than 100 million naira, ranging from school, university, radio station, farm, plazas, duplex, terrace, filling station, and many more. Hadiza, where are we heading to?
What, like, okay,
what type of politician do we have in this country?
And to what end? Like, where are you acquiring all these things? Okay, are you trying to make generational wealth? But even if you're trying to make generational wealth, not at the detriment of Nigerians. Do you get? And okay, so while you were speaking, something came to my mind. You said most administrations use people as scapegoats and they use them as deterrents. We have a lot of people who are actually on this table. Why would an administration decide to single out just one person for every administration or every government that comes? You just see them single out one person and use that person as a deterrent to others or as a scapegoat.
If you look at the antecedent that happened to Abubakar Malami, Abubakar Malami is currently the flag bearer of Kebbi State Governor under the ADC, African Democratic Congress. You see, he's no longer with them. And once, if I'm not with you, then they have all right to prosecute you. There is no political asylum. And looking at the antecedent of Godwin MFLA, before the current government came into power, you remember there is what we call Naira redesign. And they have actually frustrated the effort of the current president, allegedly. And also, looking at Sambo Dasuki, Sambo Dasuki was in the opposition. And when the government of APC came into power, they decided to set him as a scapegoat.
So where is the transparency when it comes to
the fight against corruption in this country? It is lopsided, it is political, and it is politically oriented, politically driven. And if care is not taken, the appointment of the EFCC and ICPC chairman, if care is not taken, you may likely find a card-carrying member of the ruling party will be the one to head the affairs of EFCC if care is not taken. Because look at the allegation against the chairman of INEC, Professor Amipoten. There has been a series of allegations that Amipoten, he's a partisan politician who is there working for the ruling party in order to favor them in 2027 general elections.
The only thing I can say is God will help our public servants that are in high places. Just quickly move
And also have a recommendation to the government if they can listen to me. All the properties, especially the university, the radio station, the hotel,
they should turn it to public.
Should turn it to public consumption so that you and I can go to university and study again for free.
The government,
or maybe if care is not
taken,
taken, there's going to be another option, which I believe up to this material time is also igniting corruption. There's what we call plea bargain. You will leave some and government will take some.
Let's quickly dissect these second headlines, and just quickly because we don't have time on our side. And this is coming from the Vanguard newspaper. It says gunmen raid Kogi school, adopt principal, NECO official, and students. Abubakar,
I don't think familiar with
insecurity, and we're talking about this one. Another one came up in Sokoto.
Of course. And the worst part of the Sokoto adoption was they went to IDP.
Camp. I'm trying to wrap my head around this, and I know a lot of Nigerians are going to they are also going to try to wrap their heads around this. You guys practically displaced these people
intentionally.
Yes, and there is a safe haven somewhere whereby these people can just go and lay their heads and rest, and you still follow them to that. What do you want them to do? Let's have your opinion.
If I remember, there is one political scientist. I forgot his name. If I remember the name, I will tell you. He said that if you really want to take advantage of every people in the society, deprive them their basic amenities. What I mean by basic amenity here is, I think for now we need to start considering education as a basic amenity too, because everybody that wants to excel, everybody that wants to differentiate himself between him and animal should try and at least have the basic education.
But is it everybody that is willing to accept education? Because we still have some people in this 21st century in Nigeria that still think education has nothing to impact in their life, or it does not have any power to change anything. They are part of the
problem, because those people are going to be galvanized, brainwashed, and carried away into insurgency. We know how the insurgency started with what they call Boko Haram. School is prohibited, while most of them you will see like master's degree holders just setting their certificate ablaze, who are being brainwashed by some fake verses and some fake narrative. Look at what is happening now. For almost 20-something years, we have been battling with the problem of insecurity, and it is metamorphosing into another form of insecurity. Nowhere is safe in this country. Kogi, recently we were celebrating how
the release of
those people. I pity that school headmaster, Rachel Alemu.
Why? Why did you say so?
Because what she said when she came back, she said that is the end of her career. She has been teaching for good 28 years. And look at how she ended her career.
I was going to come to that question, that since it seems like the new target is the educational system.
Yeah, because education is the soft spot. And it's only few that have the opportunity to at least study in the private school, maybe private school that have all these kind of parameters on how we can at least protect our school. You and I knew some of the government institutions are lacking fence, no any emergency response team close to the schools. And this place, is it Dekini, is one of the local government there in Kogi State.
Yes.
There's what we call miracle special centers. And even the police, the DSS, warned them that they should not go and use that place in order to read their own work. And thank God that exam, it was just a kind of optional paper. It was literature. Now, if to say that maybe they are writing English or mathematics, they know the number of adoptees will be much.
Yeah.
And the kidnappers have actually reached out to the family. They are demanding ransom. And it was in a broad daylight. Look at the audacity. Around 2 p.m., they went to the community and adopt innocent Nigerians. And now, if care is not taken, they have clearly understand that our educational system are now porous. Everybody can enter and do everything and come out and go scot-free.
So
I recently saw one devastating video because they deceived me. I was celebrating during the weekend. One notorious kidnapper was killed around Sokoto.
And he came out.
And he came out
to make
today in a
video.
broad daylight, sending a video, and he was even
It's a
challenging the
mockery.
governor of Zamfara State, calling him with all sorts of
It's a
names.
mockery. So
where
what
are we
call of
heading to?
action?
The call of action is they should do the needful. If they are not going to do the needful, by 2027, Nigerians are going to vote them out of the office, and they are going to bring those people that are going to do the needful, because we are tired of that shenanigans. We deserve to live freely in our country, because I have no any country apart from Nigeria, and I can die for my country, and I believe you can also die for your country.
Exactly, like Abubakar rightly said, the government should do the needful. There is no better way to explain or feel free in your own country aside the government providing the number one thing they should do to the citizens, which is protection. And this brings us to the end of today's edition of Newspaper Review. Up next is S24 Reports after the break.
Continuously not filing your annual return signifies by law that the company is not in business. So if you look at the risk now from the angle of shell companies, when I say shell companies, it means dormant companies. So from the anti-money laundering perspective, usually shell companies are more susceptible to abuse for either money laundering and other illicit financial flows. And then another thing is, which is very critical to my company, that I won't say there's transparency in terms of, or should I say clarity in terms of the status of the company. So this is also another very critical aspect, transparency, and also the ease of doing business. And remember, for the Corporate Affairs Commission, we've digitized our processes, and this confirmation can be done real time online. So this will also facilitate ease of doing business, because you don't have to visit the commission to know what the status of a company is. And further to emphasize the issue of transparency, if companies do not file their returns up to date, there's a bit of uncertainty when you're transacting with businesses as to who exactly am I dealing with. So that is also very critical. And then another aspect of it is culture of compliance, because companies need to move beyond just being in the briefcases, being on the certificate. They have to cultivate the culture of filing their returns up to date, because companies are registered for a purpose. Because for any modern economy, companies and businesses are major driver of every economy. So the rationale of registration of businesses is not just to register and keep it. It is expected that businesses are registered for the purpose of creating jobs, creating investment, attracting investment, both local and foreign, paying taxes, procurement processes. So certainly, if you look at all this rationale, you'll see that the need to have an active status or indication of status of companies publicly available is very critical to the ecosystem generally.
Aspect.
Yes.
You know, sometimes culture are man-made.
It's all man-made. And for us, Arewa, I think gaskiya we need to sit down and not challenge the culture, but rewrite our culture.
Redefine the culture.
Yes, redefine it, because I feel our culture is really, really limiting a lot of people. And then if we will stick to the culture, then that means there's no growth for Arewa. So we need to sit down, rethink and rewrite our culture and see. In this era, I just feel like this moment is the time where as Arewa people, we are supposed to be teaching our girls, oh, these are the limit, these are the do's and don'ts. If you are into business, you are not supposed to do this, these are our limit. Not we should be fighting, a woman is supposed to be independent. So I think we are way back.
I was really touched with the way you spoke. You know, our own region, Arewa region, is under insecurity and insurgency, and some people even call it is under siege. But I saw like you are calling on northern people that if they can at least channel their effort the way they are into gossip in social media, if they can channel that effort in addressing the problem of insecurity, you say it in your own word, you believe that some problems in northern Nigeria are going to be addressed. How possible is that?
Well, I think it's very possible. You know, social media is a very powerful platform. And then when you go on social media, most of it is gossip. Most of it is wedding gossip and stuff. And I feel especially, and you know, we are the highest number of people in the whole of Nigeria.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if we can channel that gossip or that post or that wedding into empowerment, into teaching, into stuff, it's going to make a lot of impact. But when you are scrolling, out of 100%, 99% it's entertainment. But I saw a lot of people are saying, "Oh, that is what brings in the money," or "that is what brings in." But still, I feel if we can channel half of that energy, 50%, into empowering our people, into teaching them, into changing the narrative, I feel it's going to go a long way. A lot of our upcoming youths are using the social media.
So you mean you should not be using social media in the negative manner?
Exactly. You can use it for your entertainment.
I saw something that actually touched my heart in social media. You know, there's a scandal between a young business mogul who is married to one foreigner, and she was able to use her own social media, and at the tail end she was able to rescue.
Well, that is good. I didn't say don't use social media for entertainment or the gossip, 100%, but the amount, the percentage is beyond reconstruction back, you understand?
That should be a limit.
Yes, if you can go in on social media for entertainment, it should be 50%, and for education, for enlightenment, it should be 50%, but we are at 99.1%.
0.9%.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next question. Like, education is often described as the greatest equalizer. How important is education in helping northern girls break the barrier?
It is very, very important.
How very important?
100% important, because I feel at times, if you are not educated, you can't actually achieve anything. It doesn't mean going to school, university and stuff, because there's a program we wanted to do when it comes to empowerment from our grassroots empowerment. I just realized that whenever they are empowered, given products or given monetary assistance to empower themselves, because they don't have the education or they don't have that education in general. Yes, they end up, exactly. Some sell the equipment to just use the money for food and stuff. And I feel if they can just have that education, or you can use this money, or you can use this is how you are going to get more money from this is how you run your business and everything. I think it will help them more. But because of that lack of education, they don't even know how to.
It all boils down to what
exactly
you said,
and
proper mentorship.
Yes, so and that's what we want to work on.
So beyond formal education, what life skills should girls learn?
Well, a lot of skills.
Can you mention a few?
I think public speaking, you should be confident in that. I think computer literacy, you should be lenient in that because of AI now and everything. If you have AI, you can even teach yourself anything. Yes. And then just normal skills, maybe cooking. You can start your cooking business at home, sewing. There's a lot of skills that I feel as a lady.
I think you are supposed learn human relation too.
Exactly.
Okay, what message do you have for parents who still hesitate not to send their own children to school?
Please.
Like the more you attend the poverty is, no, we are sending you out.
Please, I think we should be beyond that, Gaskia. Arewa, we should be beyond that. When it comes to education, I feel now we should not be discussing whether a girl or a boy should go to school. I feel it is compulsory and necessary. That topic, I think it should just be dropped.
Okay, right.
So parents, please.
Okay, Zainab, serious. We are going for a break.
Okay.
So don't forget, this is Political Arena here on S24 Television. Let's go for a quick break. When we return, the conversation will continue.
Dakar, Senegal, a city known for its growing skyline, bustling streets, and stunning coastline. From modern high-rise buildings to luxury development along the Atlantic Ocean, the Senegalese capital reflects a nation moving forward. But behind this image of progress lies a painful reality that many women face every day: violence and abuse behind closed doors. On the outskirts of Dakar stands the Kayam Center, a refuge dedicated to helping women and children escape violence and rebuild their lives. Founded by Tiesine Mina Daouf and managed by Beatrice Yolande Badien, the center provides shelter, protection, counseling, and a pathway towards independence for survivors of abuse. For many women, Kayam offers something they have never had before: safety. The center accommodates women from Senegal and neighboring West African countries, including Liberia, Sierra Leone, and the Gambia. Many arrive carrying emotional scars from domestic violence, forced marriages, psychological abuse, and other forms of trauma. Concern over violence against women remains significant in Senegal. Advocates say many cases go unreported due to social pressure, stigma, and fear. Daouf says the lack of support structures inspired her to create a space where survivors can find both protection and hope.
Les femmes malheureusement souffrent au plus profond de leur chair dans toutes les sociétés.
Unfortunately, women are suffering deeply. This is true in all societies, and they suffer where they should be safest: in their own homes, in their households, and even in their childhood homes.
Vraiment prendre à cœur ce problème qui atteint près de 60% des femmes au Sénégal.
But Kayam is more than a shelter. Its mission focuses on empowerment. Women receive vocational training designed to help them generate income and become financially independent. Residents learn tailoring, food processing, and craft-making skills. Handmade beaded bags and locally produced food items are sold to support both the women and the center itself. For mothers seeking refuge, the center also provides childcare services, allowing them to focus on healing and rebuilding their future. For Badien, the mission is deeply personal. Having experienced domestic violence herself, she understands the challenges many residents face. Her goal is simple: to ensure every woman who leaves Kayams has the tools to stand on her own.
C'est l'un des plus grands centres de protection des femmes.
We welcome and support women in distress, guiding them from crisis intervention through their recovery. We address three main needs, from medical emergencies to conflict resolution, with emergency support always coming first.
D'avoir des activités génératrices de revenus.
Beyond the walls of the center, activists and women's rights advocates are working to change attitude across Senegal. At the annual Joteja Feminist Festival, discussions focus on encouraging survivors to speak up and seek justice. Advocates say breaking the silence is one of the biggest challenges in addressing violence against women. While awareness is growing, many believe much more work remains to ensure survivors receive the support they need.
Dans notre société, nous n'avons pas la culture de la dénonciation.
In our society, we don't have a culture of reporting. Women's organizations work hard to encourage victims to speak out, but cases often go unreported within families.
Encourager davantage les victimes, les survivantes à dénoncer ces questions-là.
As the sun sets over Dakar, the women of Kayam continue their journey towards healing. For them, freedom begins with safety. It grows through opportunity, and it thrives when survivors find the courage to tell their stories. At the Kayam Center, every handmade bag, every skill learned, and every voice reclaimed represent a step towards a future free from violence.
Hello and welcome to Security Update on S24 Television, where we bring you the latest developments from across the country. I am Gloria Atta. Here are the top security stories making headlines today. Troops of the 176 Guards Battalion have arrested a suspected illegal mining kingpin and 3 accomplices during a raid on illegal mining sites in Gwagwalada Area Council of the FCT. The operation, carried out under Operation Mesa, followed intelligence from an earlier arrest. The main suspect reportedly confessed to sponsoring the illegal mining operation and recruiting workers from Katsina State. Recovered items include a motorcycle, mining equipment, suspected cannabis, and over 360,000 naira in cash. The suspects are in custody pending prosecution. Meanwhile, troops of Operation Hadinkai have arrested a suspected foreign spy in Abadam local government area of Borno State. The suspect, who claimed to be a citizen of the Republic of Niger, was arrested during exploitation operations following a failed terrorist infiltration attempt on military positions. He is currently undergoing interrogation to determine any links to terrorist groups operating in the Lake Chad region. And in Osun State, police say 13 suspects arrested for kidnapping, cultism, ritual-related offenses, stealing, and drug-related crimes will be prosecuted. The command also rescued a kidnapped herder during an operation that led to the arrest of one suspected kidnapper after a gun battle. Police recovered over 2.2 million naira, believed to be ransom proceeds, while efforts continue to arrest other gang members. 3 suspected cultists were also arrested in Ire, where officers recovered a small coffin and suspected charms. 8 other suspects were apprehended during raids on identified criminal hideouts. The Osun State Police Command says investigations are ongoing, with all suspects to be charged in court after the completion of investigations. And that's all we can take today. Authorities say operations against terrorism, kidnapping, illegal mining, and other criminal activities will continue as efforts intensify to improve safety across the country. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and bye for now.
Innovation never stands still, and neither does the world of technology. From Nigeria to Australia, today's top stories show how technology is driving change. I am Gladys Asuko, and here are today's top stories. To begin with, the Anambra State government is stepping up the use of official government email addresses. Through its ICT agency, the state is asking all ministries, departments, and agencies to use only official.gov.ng email domains for government communication. The move is aimed at improving security, protecting official records, and reducing the use of private email accounts for government work. Still in Nigeria, technology is helping to improve security and protect people's data. The Nigeria Data Protection Commission has signed a new agreement with the power sector to strengthen data protection and keep citizens' information safe. Also, Babcock University has partnered with New Horizons to use drone technology to improve campus security. Meanwhile, the Minister of Interior says digital technology and a new image classification system will help improve Nigeria's correctional and rehabilitation centers. And finally, on the global space, Australia has introduced new rules for large AI data centers. Under the new framework, AI data centers must watch the electricity they use with renewable energy and meet strict water saving standards. The move is designed to support the growth of AI while reducing its impact on the environment. And that's a wrap on today's tech updates. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next updates.
Hello and welcome to your entertainment update on S24 Rundown. It's a special day for Afrobeat star Wizkid as he celebrates his 36th birthday today. Fans from all over the world have been flooding social media with birthday wishes, while celebrities like Olamide have also joined in the celebration. Many people are talking about the trip that Many people are taking the trip down memory lane, remembering the songs and moments that made them fall in love with the star boy. From superstar to Made in Lagos, Wizkid's journey has been nothing short of remarkable, and many fans say he's played a huge role in taking Afrobeats to the world. Meanwhile, content creator Kata Efe has been getting a lot of attention online, but this time for an emotional reason. He broke down during a live stream after revealing that he missed Kai Cenat Streamer University in the United States because his visa didn't come through on time. Kata Efe said he was looking forward to the opportunities, and many fans have since then shared messages of support. Others say his experience is something many African creators can relate to when it comes to traveling abroad. On a different note, Idris Elba is making another big move for African cinema. The actor has announced a new partnership that will focus on producing action films in West Africa. The project is expected to create more jobs and opportunities for actors, filmmakers, and other creatives across the region. It's another step towards telling more African stories on the global stage. And finally, Hollywood star Mark Wahlberg has gone viral after being spotted driving around Penang, Malaysia in a locally made Perudia car. Instead of a luxury vehicle, the video quickly caught people's attention, with many fans praising him for keeping things simple. Some even said it was refreshing to see a global star living like everyone else. And that's your entertainment update for today. I am Karimet Hassan. Stay tuned for our next segment.
A big transfer move in the Nigeria Premier Football League, World Cup drama both on and off the pitch, and in rugby, a coach finds himself in hot water after speaking out against match officials. So, welcome to your sport updates. I am Martha Opalanedu, and these are your top stories making headlines today. First up, Sporting Lagos have won the race to sign midfielder Haruna Hadi in one of the biggest transfer moves ahead of the new Nigeria Premier Football League NPFL season. The former Remo Stars midfielder attracted interest from several clubs, including Shooting Stars, but ultimately chose Sporting Lagos after buying into the club's long-term vision and ambition. The signing is seen as a major boost for the newly promoted side as they prepare for life back in Nigeria's top flights. From a transfer victory at home to a dramatic night on football's biggest stage, Argentina are through to the 2026 FIFA World Cup final after a thrilling 2-1 comeback victory over England. And falling behind early in the second half, the defending champions responded through Enzo Fernandez before Lautaro Martinez headed home a dramatic stoppage time winner from Lionel Messi assists. But the celebrations didn't end there. Argentina are now facing possible disciplinary action from FIFA after players displayed a banner reading Las Malvinas son Argentinas during their post-match celebrations. The message refers to the disputed Falkland Islands and could be viewed as a political statement, something FIFA prohibits during its competitions. While no decision has been announced, the incident has added another layer of drama ahead of Argentina's World Cup final against Spain. And finally, from football to rugby, where post-match comments have come at a cost, Italy head coach Gonzalo Quesada has been handed a 2-match ban by World Rugby after criticizing match officials following Italy's defeat to New Zealand. Quesada described the referee's performance as super poor and questioned the officiating after the match. World Rugby ruled that comments breached its rules protecting match officials, meaning the Italy coach will now miss 2 games, although the Italian Rugby Federation plans to appeal the decision. The suspension comes months after South Africa coach Rassie Erasmus praised Quesada and warned rivals not to underestimate Italy's growing strength. For now, however, the spotlight has shifted from Italy's performances to its coach comments. And that's your sports update for today. That will be all. Thanks for watching. Come up next is PG News after the break.
My country people, poverty dey knock our door and na World Bank dey tell us first. Una good afternoon. Today's story may we sharply carry on from the poverty we don dey knock our door. World Bank don drop one report wey show say upon say e don reach 3 years wey federal government don dey do economic reform, so poverty still dey wire majority of Nigerians. And according to the World Bank, new country partnership framework where they drop, they build them to run from 2026 reach 2033. And they can't talk for inside say about 79% of Nigerians will feel reach like 139 million people. Go either they poor or they go stand for edge and it go remain small when they fall inside poverty. The report come break down say 33% of the population they classified as ultra poor, meaning say they poor well, and they face serious hunger. 61% of the entire population they live under poverty line. Although the World Bank talks say some of the government's macroeconomic policies don't help stabilize the economy small and it boosts foreign reserves. They once said the way inflation they fly up every day, it don't they spoil the small money where families suppose they manage use whole body. And for inside Nigeria, Senate don't want the external auditors where they check the books of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL. They give them just 1 week. May they explain how 210 trillion naira take waka comot from the company audited financial statement. The Senate Public Accounts Committee, under the leadership of Senator Ibrahim Dankwambo, reject the 2-week extension request where the auditors been they beg for. The lawmakers they insist say the auditors must bring the full paperwork for 107 trillion naira where people they owe the company, meaning say money where supposed enter the account, and 103 trillion naira where the company they owe other people, money where supposed come out. When the auditors try to hide under client confidentiality, meaning say if they bring them out, they feel go leak company secrets. The lawmakers tell them say the parliament get power under the constitution to track every single kobo where belong to Nigeria. So may they no worry, may they just carry the book come outside. And one federal high court for Abuja don't order say make the federal government take final ownership of 48 property where concern the former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami. Justice Joyce Abdul Malik will give the ruling talk say the Economic and Financial Crime Commission EFCC fit show clear proof say Malami use illegal money buy those property. The property where they estimate say it worth around 213.2 billion naira and in their different states for Nigeria. They say one luxury duplex for Metama, Abuja, commercial plazas, factories, and one filling station. The multi-billion naira Raihan University, where they KB State, all of them join for the property. And the Senate don't throw away one motion where they ask may lawmakers set up independent panel to investigate one fake agency where they call Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, where they been find out say na lie agency that one be. Senator Suleiman Kawu bring the matter come up, say may they discuss them as matter of urgent public importance, but Senate President Godswill Akpabio quickly kick the matter come off for table. Akpabio rule say make lawmakers forget the matter because the matter already they court. He explains say police don't already arrest the self-acclaimed Director General of the fake agency, one Adeni Adeyemi, on top 8-count charge of forgery and impersonation. Plus say President Tinubu don't give the ICPC 30 days, may they do thorough investigation. So we don't need Mokukonde touch the matter again. United Nations don't report say over 500 people feed on Peme inside 2 different boat accidents wey happen for coast of Myanmar. The International Organization of Migration (IOM) and the UN Refugee Agency (UNHCR) talk inside joint statement say the boats carry mostly Muslim Rohingya refugees where they run from war for Rakhine State and overcrowded camps for Bangladesh. The British regulatory authorities don't launch proper investigation on top the popular video sharing app where they call TikTok. So check how they secure children where they use the platform. The UK watchdogs want may they check if TikTok they do enough to block small children from seeing bad videos and pictures, and to make sure say people know they use children data play for internet too. They review how TikTok say they verify age of users, and if there are default privacy settings, they protect minors as the digital safety laws of the region don't talk up. If they catch TikTok say they know they do one like that, they fit chop fine, and they go force them may they change how they run their business. My people, make we leave matter for Matthias for here. Before US go help us they protect our children, make we self they know the kind thing where our children they watch for TikTok and wait till they use their phone do. My name na Sidika Yusuf.
Sidikat right there with our Pidgin version of the news. And this brings us to the end of S24 Rundown. Do join us tomorrow, same time. And remember to follow us on all our social media platforms at S24 Television for more updates and breaking stories. My name is Hadiza Galadima. Bye for now.